KM4BYH. My name is Wayne, and I'll be your net control station for tonight's West Georgia Amateur Radio Society Weekly Net. This net meets every Monday night at 8 p.m. on 146.640 using a negative offset and a 131.8 hertz subaudible tone. The purpose of this net is to provide amateur radio operators in the area a chance to exchange news and information about ham radio, as well as keep in touch with fellow hams in the area. Before we begin, we'll pause for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Any stations with emergency or priority traffic, please call now. This net also handles NTS formatted messages. Any station wishing to pass NTS traffic, please call now. Okay, for anyone unfamiliar with the format of the net, we'll take around the check-ins and then we'll call down the roster inviting stations who checked in to tell us about your weekend. You can list swap shop items, make announcements, or just tell us whatever you may have on your mind. Stations checking in at short time or announcing no comment for the net will not be called upon. Stations wishing to check in, please give your call sign normally, then phonetically using standard phonetics followed by your location. We'll now begin taking check-ins from any mobile, portable, or short-time stations. Mobile, portable, and short-time stations, please call now. Okay, hearing none, we'll go on to Alpha, November, and Whiskey stations. Any Alpha, November, Whiskey station, please call now.
This is N4BWR, November 4 Bravo Whiskey Romeo, Blake and Carrollton.
Right, net control recognizing N4BWR, Blake and Carrollton. Good to hear you with us tonight, Blake. Do we have any other Alpha, November, Whiskey stations? Please call now. This is Whiskey Delta 8, Lima, Quebec Tango, John and Fairfield. Right, net control recognizing WD8LQT, John and Fairfield. Always good to hear you, John. We'll now go ahead and add kilo stations. Any kilo stations, please call now. This is KX4DV. That's Kilo X-Ray 4 Delta Victor. Andrew, I am mobile in Buchanan. This is Kilo Victor 4 Tango Echo. KV4TE. Home station, Villa Rica, Georgia. Jason. This is KB4RN, Kilo Bravo 4, Romeo November. My name is Rich. I'm located here in Douglasville. Good evening to you and everyone else on the net tonight. This is KK4CTV. That's Kilo 4 Charlie Tango Victor. It's Charlie in Rootville.
This is KM4 Kilo V, Kilo India 4, Quebec Lima Victor, Lynn Carrollton.
Okay, net control here. Recognize these stations here before we move forward. I recognize KX4DV, Andrew out of Buchanan, and KV4TE, Jason in Villa Rica. Good to hear you guys tonight. I also have KB4RN, Rich in Douglasville, and KK4CTV, Charlie out of Rooteville. Always good to hear you as well, guys. And also KI4QLV, Lee in Carrollton. Always good to hear you, Lee. Do we have any other stations now, any prefix wishing to check in? Please call now.
This is KE4NRA, Kilo Echo 4, November Indian Alpha, Nick Fairfield. Good evening to everybody on the net.
November Tango 4 Mike, NT4 MM, Jacob in Douglasville, no traffic. Good evening.
And NT4MM, Jacob here in Douglasville. Good to hear you tonight, Jacob. Glad to have you with us. One more call now for any check-ins before we go into announcements and comments. So any station, any prefix wishing to check in, please call now.
This is N4GPW, November 4, Golf Papa Whiskey, Jerry Bowden. No traffic, no comment. Good evening, Ned.
This is N4 CIP, November 4, Charlie, India Papa. Scott, near Douglasville, no traffic. Good evening to everyone.
Net Control recognizing N4GPW, Jerry out in Bowden, and also N4CIP, Scott here in Douglasville. Good to hear you, gentlemen. We'll go ahead, let's see, announcement-wise, the only thing right offhand is we had a great field day. Had a real good time over the weekend, had a good crowd there. It's just a lot of good fellowship and some ham radio going on along with it. So it was really a good time. I'm sure we'll hear more about that here shortly. And I think all of our club officers are on the net tonight, most if not all. And I wanted to mention to you while I had you here that we'll not do a conference call this next week. I'm going to be out of town on vacation. And our July meeting is going to be a wrap-up of field day, and then N4 BWR is going to give his presentation on the balloon launch. So we're covered on that for the meeting. If you know of anything, let me know this week, and I'll get with John so we can add it to the minutes before the meeting comes around. But we will not do the conference call next week. Do we have any other announcements from anyone? You can make them during your comments if you like, but if there's something specific you want to announce, please call now. Okay, hearing nothing there, we will move forward on to the comment portion. This is KM4BYH on the W4FWD repeater. We'll start off with Blake, N4BWR. How are you this evening, Blake?
This is N4BWR. Good evening to Wayne and everyone else. I'm doing pretty well here. I'm surprisingly not as tired as I thought it would be. We stayed up all night and had a great field day, I have to say. I say that was one of the best. If anyone with the Carroll County EMA happens to be listening, I don't think we can thank them enough for their vehicle, the mobile command unit. That was an amazing thing to use. Air conditioning was obviously nice. And like you said, the fellowship, just basically staying up all night and talking to each other. We had some great conversations and a really good experience. And kind of fun to watch some people operate on the air who hadn't done that before and help that a little bit, and just a great time. And this is N4BWR, back to net.
Thank you much, Blake. Yeah, it definitely was a good weekend. Still a little bit tired, but like I told somebody earlier today. It's a good tired, so that's a good thing. Next we have WD8LQT, John over in Fairfield. How are you, John?
Hey, good evening, Wayne and Annette, WD8LQT. Well, I'll certainly echo Blake's comments. I had a great time. It was amazing this year that when I looked out the window at 1:30 in the morning and looked around, there were still about 8 people. I'm just gonna take a guess and say 8 people still on site that spent the night. That's a new record, I think, for us. Great time had by all. Lots of contacts. I think we made some new friends. Had some non-licensed people stop out. A few licensed folks show up that I'd never met before, so I was glad of that. And I think that all in all, it was a very, very, very positive event. And as Blake said, hats off to Tim Padgett and EMA and their use of that vehicle, and it was real good. So if you missed it, I'm sorry. There's some really great pictures from both Blake and the newspaper on Facebook. And I misspoke about the article on Sunday. The papers were on their Facebook site, or the pictures were on the paper's Facebook site. They did call me tonight, so I expect to see something in the paper later this week, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. But if you missed it, maybe you can catch it next year. But wow, you missed a lot of fun. Shame on you. And let me cycle. Just wanted to let everyone know that Wayne's team did find the fox. It was a great big red truck, and they had no trouble finding it at all. I think they may be one of the first to have found that for the team. Back to net. KM4BYH, WD8LQT.
You know, John, I appreciate your concern on me finding stuff, and I do want to say for the record, the last fox hunt, that Team Wayne did find the fox first for a change. We didn't come in last. And we did see the truck. That was the giveaway. And if it had been a green truck, we probably never would have found it. It would have been lost in the trees. Thank you, John. Appreciate all your efforts this past weekend as well. Now we have Andrew, no, not KM. Sorry, Andrew. I keep messing that up too. KX4DV, Andrew in Buchanan. How are you, Andrew?
Yeah, this is KX4DV, and don't worry, I have fumbled my call sign probably 2 or 3 times today, just trying to do HF work. I'll go ahead and echo everybody else's statements about this weekend with Field Day, and I really enjoyed it, and if you missed it, you missed something really fun. I'd also like to brag a little bit. Playing around, Brian helped kind of nudge me the right way to sort through some of the issues I've been having with my rig for digital in 40 meter. Ended up needing to add some loops and a ferrite choke on it to get rid of RF going back into the computer, but got that solved. And some of you might have known that I had some problems with my vertical antenna, and I got that cleared up today just piddling around with it. So learning experience for all, and a lot of fun. So definitely, if you haven't done it, you need to join in. With that, I'll turn it back over to Ned.
All right, Andrew, that is great. Yeah, that is one thing. I had a conversation, I guess it was Saturday evening late, and I don't remember now who it was, but we were talking and mentioned about the fact with those of us that were there for Field Day, a lot of conversations going on. We were all learning things because we all have our different things that we specialize toward our interest is mainly in. And then you talk with other folks who have been there, done that kind of thing, and the knowledge that is shared is just outstanding. And the eagerness that the knowledge is shared, you just can't ask for anything better, in my opinion. Okay, now we have Jason, KV4TE in Villa Rica. How are you, Jason?
Doing fairly well, and hope everyone else in that is doing well as well. Nothing really to report on this side, still kind of recovering from my trip last week. I will say that right now there is a conversation going on 28.425. So
did remind me there when you mentioned that. I've been remiss that I apologize for not getting involved in the 10-meter net tonight. I had a couple issues that I had to address, and got done in time for the 8 o'clock net here, but had to forego the 10 meters, so I will look forward to next month on that. Hope you have a great evening, Jason. Up next, we have Rich, KB4RN. How are things in Douglasville with you, Rich?
Oh, things are going okay. I'm really glad to hear that all this great news and excitement that people have brought about to our club. It's definitely great to hear that. Guys, I have to work all weekend. I have some other issues also over here that I'm kind of working out. So, I did miss it. I missed a lot, and, I'm kind of sorry, guys. But sometimes it's the way it goes, But glad everyone's enjoying the hobby, and keep enjoying the hobby. That's what makes it so much fun. Anyway, I'm going to send it back to you, Wayne. You're doing a good job tonight. Calling the net. This is KB4RN.
Thank you, Rich. Hope you have a good evening. And yeah, you missed a lot. Everybody did that wasn't there. A lot of fellowship. We had a lot of good hot dogs and hamburgers Saturday afternoon for lunch, and finished some more of them Saturday night for dinner, and a late night snack about 3 in the morning, things like that. So it was really good. I think I enjoyed as much outside under the little tent cover we had as much as, if not more than inside on the radios. So definitely good times. Charlie, KK4CTV. How things in Rookville this evening, Charlie?
All's going well, and I really appreciated everybody being out there and taking care of my grandson and helping him on the radio and making contacts, and it just worked out very well. I appreciate everyone's involvement with helping him to do what he, to be part of it. So. Otherwise, we're looking forward to next week. Now, is Rich, KB4RN, are you still going to be able to call the net next Monday night? If not, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll proceed as such. If there's any other things, and also I want to say a special thank you to Mrs. Hatch. She is out there doing a lot of good things and helping us, and I want to appreciate that. So, and at least recognize her for what she has done, along with Wayne's son and his wife. So, with that, this is KK4CTV, back to net.
Right.
Thanks, Charlie, and I'll jump back over to Rich right quick. You want to answer Charlie on that right quick, Rich?
Yeah, I was just breaking. No, sorry, guys. But, I just remembered last minute we had a change. We're going to Chattanooga. I work Monday, so Monday after I got out of work, we are heading up to Chattanooga for the fireworks display up there on the bridge. So, no, I'm not going to be able to do the net. Darn it. I guess I'll have to do it the week after next. But, Charles, if you can take care of that for me, that would be wonderful, okay?
Roger, I've got it. I'll take care of it. Not a problem. We understand sometimes life gets in the way of things. So you just go ahead and take care of it. I'll take care of it. Okay? And you go have fun. This is KK4CTV, back to net.
Thank you, Lee and Charlie. And I will mention again to everyone, Charlie is our net control manager. He is going to be contacting folks about, calling nets for us on Monday nights. So if you can, I encourage you to step up to it. It's really a lot of fun. It's not as, well, after you get over doing it a time or two, it's not scary at all. So it's a lot of fun. So I encourage you definitely to do that. This is KM4BYH on the W4FWD repeater. And next we have Lee, KI4QLV in Carrollton. How are you, Lee?
Doing good. I'm sorry I missed field day, but as John said, I couldn't have climbed that ladder to that to the command center. But I was within thought. Back to control.
All right, Lee. Yeah, we appreciate those thoughts. It was a good time. Enjoyed spending the time with you out there, most definitely. And Charlie, I neglected. I will pass along the thank yous to Debbie and to Matthew and Aaron as well. She's pretty good over charcoals when you give her a chance. So that was some good hamburgers and such there. And we do appreciate her efforts, and I will pass those along to her. Do we have any additional check-ins now, or any additional comments, announcements, anything at all? Please call net control now.
WX4BK.
WX4BK, Brian over in Temple. How you doing this evening, Brian?
Doing good, sir. Sorry I got checked in late, but I've been doing a little bit of work around here and handling a few phone calls. Time got away from me. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and if you weren't with us on field day, I hope you had fun whatever you were doing. But I think a good time was had by all this weekend, and it was great to see you guys out there. WX4BK, back to net.
Thank you much, Brian. Appreciate that. Appreciate all your efforts this last weekend as well, along with everyone involved. Any more check-ins, comments, announcements, anything at all? Please call now.
Is Kilo November 4, Bravo November X-Ray, KN4 BNX, Eric in Temple.
This is KB9 KSI, Kilo Bravo Niner, Kilo Sierra Indigo in Douglasville.
Right, net control, want to recognize KN4BNX, Eric over in Temple. Good to hear you tonight, Eric. Be right back with you. Also want to recognize KB9KSI, Jack, if my memory serves me right, here in Douglasville also. Be right back with you in just a moment too, Jack. Go over first to Eric, KN4BNX. How are you this evening, Eric?
Good evening, Wayne. Good evening, everybody on the net. I apologize for missing field day. I drew the short straw and was on call this weekend. I was kind of looking forward to some of that overnight action. Not a whole lot to report. Passed my general exam today, so that's a good thing. Not much else to report. Back to you, Net Control.
Well, Eric, congratulations. Let me be the first here to congratulate you on getting that general ticket, and your radio budget just went up. So I guess that could be a good thing, but you never know. But yeah, that budget increased there, so you'll enjoy that. But glad that worked. You got it passed. I think I had heard you mention, oh Lordy, I don't know, a week or two ago, I heard you talking. I think it was you that was going to be testing soon. So congratulations on that. That is a great thing. And if it wasn't for life and work getting in the way, we could have a lot more fun with things. But it is what it is. Have a great evening. Let us know if we can do anything to help on that general with you. And also, now we have Jack, KB9KSI. How you doing this evening, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Also wanted to apologize for not making it out, but finally had a weekend with some decent weather, and I got 4 acres of grass that needed to be cut and trimmed and edged and all that stuff. I had more pressing things I had to get done, or the wife was going to beat me. Also had some Cub Scouts that may have made it out. I'm not sure if they did or not, but for next year, I would like to get a hold of you guys and set up something a little more official, if we can remember to do that.
That would not be a problem at all, Jack. You can go ahead and put it on your calendar now for the last full weekend in June of next year. That'll be the dates for it. And we'll be more than happy to, whatever we can do to help out with that. So, yeah, between all of us, we'll definitely keep that in mind. And I'm pretty sure that grass, you were out probably baling it after all this rain and it growing so much. But, yeah, we'll be more than happy to do whatever we can to help out with you scouts. be the July club meeting. Go ahead and get that out there. We have a DV dongle, which is a dongle to connect to your computer to do D-Star with. Use the computer, in essence, as the radio. That was donated to the club to give chances on. $3 a ticket. We'll be doing that at the next club meeting. So, if you're interested in that, bring your money and we will collect that up. And hopefully somebody that night can go home and get on D-Star. That's all I can think of right now, but look forward to seeing everyone at that meeting. Anyone wishing to contact the West Georgia Amateur Radio Society, you can write to us at WGARS at P.O. Box 1535, Carrollton, Georgia 30117, or you can send an email to club@wgars.com. Also remind everyone this Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, will be the Emergency Services Net. Everyone that can check into that. And I would like to thank Tim Jones for the use of the repeater and all stations that checked in tonight. We had a total of 15 check-ins tonight. Thank everyone again for your efforts this past weekend on Field Day. It was